Hello there! You are looking at a copy of a board game from the early 90s called HeroQuest. And if you've bothered to search out this video, you probably know what HeroQuest is. But in the off chance that you're somehow randomly watching this, and I can't imagine why you would be, but just in case, this is a game that came out sometime in the early 90s, I'll say 1990 to 91. And at the time, there was a commercial that would play pretty often on children's shows for this game, and at the time my 10 to 11-year-old self was pretty enamored by this commercial. I had never seen a board game quite like it before, with the 3D furniture, the characters, all the different kind of things that you can do, the multiple dice. It really looked neat. Whatever the marketing department did at the time when they put the commercial together really worked its magic on me. So what happened was I was fortunate enough to receive the game the following Christmas, and there were so many products at the time, and I'm sure this is still the case, where you'd see a commercial and man, they really make it look cool, whatever it is. They use good lighting, good camera angles, of course they add all kinds of special effects that have nothing to do with the actual product when you take it home into your house, and when you finally get it and you play with it for a couple minutes, it's kind of like cheesy. Like, this is not as fun as it looked to be on the commercial. HeroQuest was one of those rare items that, for me at least, kind of lived up to the hype of the commercial. I remember getting it, opening it up, putting all the stuff together, taking out all the characters, learning how to play, and it was just really cool, really fun. And here we are now, 25 years later, give or take, with another new copy of HeroQuest right here. Pretty rare to see this game still sealed in the box, and if you do happen to find it, typically they go for a decent amount of money. I happen to pick this one up for quite a bit less than I've seen other copies go for, and what I'm going to do here is, in a fit of ridiculous nostalgia, I'm going to open this, and I'm sure some of you out there watching this probably are getting a little queasy just at the thought of that. So if you are in fear of getting a heart attack, or just don't want to see something like this desecrated, if that's the right word to use, then please feel free to stop now. But if you're like me and you don't mind destroying the value of a precious childhood object just to give a few seconds of joy and forget about the weight of the world as we all encounter as we become adults, then watch on. So here we go. A rare copy of HeroQuest, still in the package, is going to be opened. So there'll be one less of these in the world within the next few minutes. So here we go. Plastic is off. I've probably dropped the value of this now tremendously, but hey, that was what we set out to do. And let's see what it was like back in 1991 to open up a brand new copy of HeroQuest. Take the lid off there. Let's see. We have the board here. Pretty nondescript without any of the furniture on it. But one of the cool things about it is each quest or mission, whatever it's called, I really don't remember, has a different configuration, different sets of monsters, different sets of furniture. So as you're playing each mission, the board will get populated with different things. And here we see some of the tiles, some of the furniture, some of the action cards or character cards, I believe is what these are. Then we have the screen that the game master will have sat behind to kind of keep the map a secret, and he would open up the map, he or she would open up the map as the mission progressed. And on the back of this, as I recall, There's some information there to kind of help the game master keep the game moving, reminders of rules, etc., etc. And there we have our character cards as well. Barbarian, Elf, Dwarf, and Wizard. Then we have our instruction book right here, self-explanatory. An advertisement for the 2 expansion packs that came out with the game. Yes, I did have these as well. Not at the time that I got the original game, but they did eventually show up. And there it says right there, available October of '91. So I'm not sure how long after this game had come out that those expansions were available. So I'll flip this over here. You can kind of see that you can purchase some items, swords, armor, other weapons. And then there's kind of a key for your map there, so you know what the different symbols when you're going through your quest book are. Some tiles and other items. And then here is the quest book. Each page here corresponds to a different quest, and the maps for each quest appear in the quest book. And then you have your dice there, your heroes or player characters, whatever you want to call them, and then the enemies. So you have some goblins and orcs or whatever these things are. I don't really recall the names of them anymore, but there they are. You have your character sheets where you can write down your stats, your body points, how many quests you've completed. Well, if you're viewing this, you can probably read, so I don't need to go through everything in detail. Then we have some of the different cards that are used throughout the gameplay, and I really don't recall how these are used, but it would seem to be that different cards allow you to do different things or have different effects. It's probably been about 20 years since I've actually sat down and played this, maybe even longer than that. But we do have a number of those cards. There's also each enemy type in the game has its own card as well. And there should be some more, if memory serves, underneath here. Oh yes, absolutely. Some more enemies there. We have some skeletons, some mummies, and I guess those would be zombies there. And some of the more powerful enemies, if I recall, right here. Some assembly is required for these guys. I do remember this gargoyle character. He didn't last too long with my initial set, and we ended up having to glue his wings on at some point. But there's his wings right there. And then lastly, we have just some more pieces of the furniture. So you can see it's kind of a combination of these plastic pieces and then these punched out parts that kind of slide in, and you make bookcases, doors, chairs, and all that kind of fun stuff. So there we go. You've just watched me now destroy the value of a board game. But hey, that's what we set out to do. Hopefully you enjoy it at least somewhat. If you want to see the game actually being played, there are certainly a number of videos out there on YouTube where you can see just that, but I noticed that there was not a single unboxing video for HeroQuest out there, so here you go. It's probably because nobody was as stupid as me and didn't feel like tampering with a rare sealed box, but hey, whatever. It's America, it's a free country, and there you have it. I hope you enjoyed.